Hello, I'm Heather Walker. I'm the Child Welfare Director in Weld County.
Hello, I'm Ruby Richards, the Deputy Director of Douglas County Human Services, and we were the first 2 counties to implement the independent assessment process. The independent assessment process is an opportunity for a child in child welfare to have an outside party or outside entity do a thorough assessment of the child's needs and strengths to determine what's the most appropriate placement setting for them. I like this because it takes it out of the hands of child welfare or juvenile justice and really puts it back in the hands of a mental health clinician. Douglas County was excited to be part of the implementation of the independent assessment process, partly because it would give us an opportunity to practice before it actually became live in October. Having co-chaired the QRTP work group, I saw kind of what was going into that, what was expected of a QRTP, what the process somewhat would be to have a child placed in a QRTP. So putting the 2 things together, the opportunity to practice and having kind of that firsthand knowledge of chairing that group was why I wanted to volunteer to be one of the first implementers.
When I read the rule, when I read the law, it seemed like to be the most interesting because it was so different. When they created groups and we were selected to self-choose which one, I chose the assessment group. Through the conversations in the assessment work group, it became clearer to me that this was something that was going to really change the face of really how we interface with placement, and the levels of placement were going to change. And I felt that as a county in Weld, we were primed and set for that conversation to happen. I have really good staff who are able to adjust quickly and think on their feet and be flexible. So the independent assessment process starts between a caseworker and a supervisor having a conversation around a child or youth's needs and beginning to really massage that conversation out to say, is this situation a referral that needs to be made for a QRTP level of care? At that point, a referral to the ASO, the Administrative Service Organization, would be made. The ASO would then assign an independent assessor. An independent assessor is someone who is qualified as a mental health clinician, master's level or above, and they are outside the county, contracted separately, a neutral party, and they begin to do a full assessment, which means that they are talking with everyone involved, including that child or youth, the family, any collateral, the caseworker, the GAL, putting all that into their assessment process. At the end of that, then having a permanency and family meeting to really sit down with everyone involved and essentially describe what the level of care and other needs that child or youth might need, and how best that group, that team around that youth could essentially meet those needs. If it isn't a QRTP, maybe it's other things. And so how can this team really wrap around that particular youth or child? Then that information is taken to the court, and really the court is the one who ultimately decides the decision of level of care.